This is the old factory antique. It was an antique mall, but it's just the old brown shoe factory in St. Clair. This is the back of the building that we're coming up. It's one of the buildings I really like in St. Clair. It's old though, it needs redone. It needs someone to buy it, repurpose it, refix it up. But it's one of the old buildings. It's part of the history of St. Clair. My stepfather, his dad used to work for the for this factory, and they had 19 kids. My grandma and grandpa. And my stepfather was one of 19. She raised 21 on her own. Because when my stepfather was 12 and he was one of the older boys, his daddy died. And this factory he was working at the time, and they paid for the funeral for the family. It was a good place to work when it was open. It was really a nice place to work, and it was great for the town when it was working. Here's coming around the front of it. Here's the front of the building. If you like old buildings, this is something you might like. There's another old building that needs saved. It's the old Belmont's Furniture here in St. Clair. There's Archer. Say hi, Archer. We're headed to the library, so I thought I'd show you a little bit of downtown St. Clair. Come, Archer. This is literally called Main Street. This is coming into downtown St. Clair. As you can see, some of the buildings are kind of old. Someone needs to mow a little bit, but Archer's got to use the bathroom. But that's the old Belmont's building. Like I said, if you like old buildings, St. Clair's a great place. Here's the other view of the parking lot and the bays on the old factory. But it was a great place for my stepfather to work and help support his family. They like I said, they paid for the complete funeral, the burial, the plot and everything. Take care of him, and I thought that was really nice. Hold on, Archer was tangled. Sorry about the view there. There's an old florist shop. It's turned into a little gathering spot. Hold on, Archer's stuck. He's got his paw wrapped around his leash. Say hi, Archer. But he had his paw wrapped around his leash. I'm trying to help him lose weight. He's at 108 right now. The vet wants him down to 105. I'm sorry about the shaking of the camera. The vet wants him down to 93 in a year. So if you have any doggy weight loss tips for me, he eats green beans at night instead of kibble. Here's coming into downtown St. Clair. On this other side is Lewis's Cafe, which has been in St. Clair. I'm so sorry. Which has been in St. Clair for over 80 years. In the same spot, the same town. Several of the Cardinals actually have been known to come down here for the pie in St. Clair. They're turning this old building with the boards in the windows to a 50s diner, but some kids, I guess, had nothing else to do, so they turned it. They broke the windows out. This is outside the box. It's a coffee shop and a this and that, store, and it's really nice. And the people there are really nice. And they got really good muffins. I love their blueberry muffins. I don't eat them much because I shouldn't eat them on bariatric. But here's a Caboose. I don't know why it's there, but it's been there for as long as I can remember. Now back in the 40s or so, this gazebo we're coming up on sits used to be the first town hall of the town. And St. Clair used to be called Travelers Repose, and before they named it St. Clair. And the old city hall used to sit right here. I can remember the day they tore it down when I was a kid. Mom took us on a tour of the building before they tore it down. And we've got a couple of businesses here. We got Jaren's and a couple other businesses, Dalton Eye and Karen's Corners. She does a lot of clothes and stuff, resale. She's really nice, and her prices are usually really good. And of course, the railroad tracks come straight through St. Clair. But most of us, we've heard it for so long that we're used to hearing the tracks. We're going to cross the street here. This is Karen's Corners. None of this is sponsored by anybody of these businesses. I'm just showing you around the town a little bit. Here we're coming up on what used to be the old Hibbard's Hardware, but it burned down in the late 90s, early 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And so they built these two new stores here, and it's one nail at a time. Some really old, nice, I love the old buildings. This is Lewis's Cafe. I told you they've been here 80 years. Same location, same town. You know, great business, great food, all home raised beef. None of it's none of it's like shipped in from anywhere. They raise their own beef. And so that's really, it's a really great place to eat, really healthy. They've been working on redoing the town. We got sidewalks going in everywhere now, and I love that. That makes it so much easier for me. And they did a good job, except why they keep putting the poles in the sidewalks like that. There's one in town closer to where I live where the pole is literally in the center of the sidewalk. There's the First Baptist Church. Nice, pretty steeple, really pretty. That's a really pretty house. And here's another older section of town. And they've got all kinds of businesses down through here. But that's a short tour of St. Clair. I hope y'all have a good day.